Hello, everyone. Welcome to Joe Consumes Cinema. I'm your host, and now the fun begins. And today we have Alien Earth, Season 1, Episode 4. So we've got a lot in the works. They have taken one of Joe's lungs, and they're using it as, an incubator to host a xenomorph. So really just, start the clock on Neverland before it, completely implodes. It's very interesting that Wendy's connection, her one experience with the xenomorph thus far, she first experiences it through that strange sound that she can't get out of her head. None of the others seem able to register it, but she's like fixated on it. And just hearing it now causes her physical pain. It's very interesting and very weird. I'm hoping at some point that the hybrids really start to turn on their master here. Cavalier has this idea of himself as, better than everyone and everything else. And he talked about how, all he really wants out of everything that he does is to finally have an intelligent conversation because everyone and everything he's encountered thus far just doesn't rate. And I've been thinking about that more and more recently. So we have our first xenomorph, or what's about to be our first xenomorph on the Neverland Island. I know a lot about the alien universe, and one of the things that happens when there's only one alien and there's no eggs around is that xenomorph, even if it's just a drone, can molt and become a queen. And I was thinking how fitting that would be if the thing that Cavalier attaches himself to finally, achieve that intellectual pursuit that he's been wanting for so long now is, his interaction with an alien queen. They're very interesting. They have an IQ above 140. They communicate telepathically. And in the comics, I know that they communicate telepathically, and it's like a form of psychic warfare. They can literally drive people insane, make them obsessed about them, and do things that, bring about the doom of, everyone else around them. So I've been kind of thinking about it. It'd be really cool if, he gets obsessed with an alien queen, and that's what, does everyone in. More than anything, this show seems like it's willing to explore, different aspects of the comics and, go down these different paths and explore some pretty strange ideas that are canon in the universe, just really haven't been used on film or in TV. I'm really hoping at some point Wendy kind of rebels and sort of reclaims her humanity. I think a good way of doing that would be for her to reclaim her name, Marcy, instead of Wendy. Cavalier is obsessed with Peter Pan and names everything around him after that stupid universe. Out of all of the Lost Boys, she's definitely the most human, and it's because she's held on to her human attachments the most. The others at times seem cold and distant. Now, there are some exceptions. Slightly is somewhat human, I would say. He experiences fear, and he's genuinely terrified of Morrow. Honestly, who the hell wouldn't be? You see some of the other Lost Boys, questioning things. Why does Wendy get to be Wendy? A bit of jealousy from that one girl whose name I don't know, about Wendy being Cavalier's favorite. Also, something else I really wanted to bring up. That guy that we've been seeing a couple times now? I don't know exactly what he's doing, but I think he's spraying liquid nitrogen. He's got that full suit on, he's smoking a cigarette, and he just keeps spraying that one door over and over again. They've showed us him twice now, and I think there has to be a reason behind that. Only thing I can think off the top of my head is maybe the Neverland research facility is like nuclear powered and he's like cooling something down just as like a precaution or something, because it's weird that we just keep seeing him over and over again. Like something is being kept in cold storage, or I don't know. It's just we keep seeing him and there's got to be a reason for why we're seeing him. Also, going into this episode, I'm really curious what's going to happen with Joe. They took out one of his lungs to use as an incubator for the xenomorph. It's like, how advanced is their technology? Is Joe going to get a new lung that they're going to grow? I don't know. A lot in the works, a lot to think about going into this one. But yeah, it should be another really good episode. And honestly, I want to get right to it. But before I begin, as always, remember to blank, blank, and blank. Still very much a small channel, so every like, comment, share, subscribe we can get really helps out. I really appreciate it. Patreon link down below. With that, let's get right to it. Oh, that's not a good start. Decapitated somebody. They turned off her hearing?
Ma. Ah. Ah.
She's scared. She needs me.
Careful. You're not a mother.
Well, he's moving around okay.
Yeah, how's a new lung? It's great. Thanks.
You'll never guess what we did with the old one.
What?
There was a sound in the lab. It hurt my head. I can't hear.
Okay. What's in the lab? Tell me you didn't bring those things back here.
Yeah, he is that stupid.
Can you hear my voice? Can you hear my voice?
Yeah. Okay. It was screaming.
The eggs?
No. It's a baby. The baby was screaming.
it's hurting you, we should make it stop.
No, I think they picked me.
What?
They're talking to me. I want to hear them.
Deal. Start the test.
Okay, this is not how I thought it was gonna go.
There.
Curly, did you hear anything?
Like what?
A sound you can't identify?
Maybe.
Don't tell me what I want to hear. Tell me the truth. Don't think of your voice as a voice. Think of it as a speaker. Sure, you speak French, but can you do that?
When a hostile alien species decides to speak, one needs to ask why.
Yeah, unless it's not her they're talking to, it's each other and she can hear them.
And now they know that too.
Tell the brother he can stay, but he's working for us. It's my world. He just lives in it.
Not mad at you. I'm mad at them. Because they wouldn't let me see you when you're in the hospital.
So you wanted to come.
Of course. I wanted to come.
You couldn't find a way.
If there was a way, I would have found it.
What is a machine, not a machine?
You said you were Prodigy.
Well, I didn't know if you were a villain or a hero.
Hero.
Me too. If that egg belongs to me and somebody takes it, how can it be wrong to take it back? You want to make things right, don't you?
Can I talk to someone about it, like Smee or someone that he always knows the answers to things?
Can't talk to anyone that would hurt me, and what do we know about hurting people?
What's wrong?
Yes, very good. Kumi Morrow.
Call me.
Remind me of your name again? Your real name.
It's Arush.
Arus what?
Singh.
Arus what?
No, like, sing with an H.
Manipulating a small child.
If I hurt or caused others to be hurt, would you do something to stop me, or would you look the other way?
Careful.
I would stand up for my friends.
Good. Those are gamma waves. Problem solving, concentration. See how they've increased? Look how it's watching us.
He breaks rules. He takes risks. Maybe that's why he's so far ahead.
Yeah, but that's not science. Best case, we got a bunch of AIs running around thinking that they're human. Worst case, we killed 6 kids.
I have good news. Such good news. I'm pregnant.
What?
That's impossible. You're a machine.
I'm not a machine. Why would you say that?
No, of course not, baby.
Okay, this is a turn I was not expecting.
How have you been feeling?
Pretty tired. This being pregnant thing is hard work.
We haven't talked in a while. Do you know how babies are made?
God brings them.
Physical process between a man and a woman.
Except for Jesus. His mommy didn't do that, and he was born.
I said no.
What happened at the towers?
I don't want to talk about it.
Those creatures can't hurt you. You know that, right? They're all locked up.
I said stop talking!
All right, sweetheart. I'm sorry. Do you want to have some tea?
Yeah, realizing that putting children in an armored chassis might not have been the best idea.
The chamomile and mint. These gentlemen will help you back to your room, okay? Get her back to her room. Secure the door. Tell your supervisor we have a level 3 event. He'll know what to do.
So you believe she's your sister?
She has her memories, her sense of humor. Doesn't that make her Marcy?
She thinks she's my sister.
What do you think? It's a condition of your employment that you answer all questions put you by a superior.
Well, then I quit.
All contact with the unit you call your sister will be terminated.
No.
Also, as your body keeps reminding you, you have a new lung. It isn't free. You could work off the price here, assessing Wendy, or simply go home and we'll bill you.
That's his lung.
Did you really download my sister's consciousness into that body? Is it her?
Those are 2 different questions. There's no universe in which you get to take her home. Are we clear?
She is still a human being.
No, not anymore.
You fought the crocodile, and now you can hear the clock. No? Tick,
Oh, God.
Should we let him stay, you think? The brother? Well, none of the others get to have brothers. I mean, what makes you so special?
I'm not special. I just... Please.
Oh, come on, come on. He didn't even come visit you when you were sick.
What a piece of shit.
He was far away.
Oh my God, it's too far. It's too hard. If I was your brother, I'd find a way to be there. Would you help me figure out what the aliens are saying? I'll let you keep him. Okay, but the minute he becomes a distraction...
He won't. I promise. Pinky promise.
Can I change my name? I'm a grown man.
What would you like to be called?
Isaac.
Oh, hey. Hey.
I was just,
Okay, well, we're gonna go play some games.
Hey, hello? It's me. And there's just no way.
You're a very clever boy. You'll figure it out.
No, I can't do it.
You know, it's funny you called. I was just talking about you.
He gave his name. Oh, my God.
She thought you were dead. Isn't that awful?
But me?
Oh, she can't hear you. Your brothers will be home soon. I can't wait to meet them.
No, please.
Oh, now it's please. Instead of sneaking out an egg, you're gonna sneak in a person.
A person?
Into the lab. Something's gonna come out and attach itself to the person's face. And he or she is gonna fall down.
What happens to the person I choose?
Well, they'll have a bad couple of days, for sure.
A bad couple of days. Oh, my God.
You do anything you had to protect your parents. This is that. Are we clear?
Ice cold.
I'm learning zoology and advanced biology so I can help Kirsch out in the lab.
What's the 5? The boss, he keeps talking about the 5.
These 5 corporations, they rose up and they fixed all the problems. Now they work together to run things.
Prodigy, Wayland Yutani.
Threshold, Dynamic, Lynch.
How come he's here?
He's my brother.
I've got brothers too. We've all got brothers.
Slowly.
And mothers. And if they're not here, he shouldn't be either.
Your families should be here, all of them.
We should ask. See our families.
No. Demand.
See my mom.
No. They'll get mad and might send us away, and I like it here.
Me too.
The boy genius said to go to the lab, so I'm gonna go.
You don't have to.
I want to.
Slightly gonna choose Joe to take to the lab. He needs a human. Oh, God. Is she gonna try and communicate with it? Okay, took some time just to gather my thoughts. That was episode 4. It was weird, but it was really good. So right off the bat, Morrow and Slightly have been talking more frequently, and fortunately, Slightly gave Morrow his actual real name. Morrow was then able to track down his parents and his brothers, where his family is living, and then leverage his presence there as a threat against Slightly to get him to do what he wants. Initially, he wanted him to break into the lab. He failed to do so, so he tried to, say he couldn't do it, I'm sorry. That's when Morrow revealed that he was at his parents' place talking with his mom and that his brothers were about to come home. Slightly immediately picked up on the subtle threat and said he'd do whatever he wanted. Now Morrow wants him to coax a human being to go into the lab, put themselves in front of the egg and, get a facehugger attached to them and then get them infected with the xenomorph and then, get them off the island before they display any symptoms that they're, something's wrong with them. It's interesting, Kirsch has been listening in. He noticed something was off with Slightly and he's reviewing the logs, the time that they spent on the ship, their interactions with Morrow. We've seen how other people can view, what they're seeing in the moment and, records everything that happens to them. Kirsch took notice of, how close Morrow got to Slightly and realized something was off there and, started putting a closer eye to Slightly. Sure enough, it paid off because he's out in the middle of nowhere and he's, having a conversation with someone. Not quite sure just yet if Kirsch is going to allow Morrow's plan to unfold because he wants the xenomorph to, run free, run rampant. We saw that Joe got a new artificial lung. The whole thing that Cavalier said, you won't believe what we did with the old one. And then, the subject immediately got changed. But you see throughout the course of the episode that the xenomorph inside his lung lung actually does, fully hatch at the end there. Wendy wants her brother to stay and is willing to give Cavalier what he wants in order to ensure that that happens. He wants Wendy to decipher and analyze their language in full. And you see at the very end of the episode, she's trying to communicate with the xenomorph. I don't think it's necessarily an actual language. I think it's just an identifying feature so that they can distinguish between one another. And we've never seen this idea explored before, not in the comics, not in the movies, anything else, where they create this, subsonic sound that humans can't hear, but they can hear, that allows them to differentiate. And again, I don't think it's an actual language. I think it's just a distinguishing characteristic. It doesn't really convey meaning so much as to say, I'm one of you, don't attack me, that type of thing. I'm kind of curious if Wendy's going to be able to use this thing to control them, or it's just kind of like a small defense mechanism. They won't attack you if you're emitting this sound. The Lost Boys are really going through it. You see the scene between the two scientists talking about how the one scientist said, at best, we've created AI that thinks it's human. At worst, we've killed 6 kids. And that really is the predicament, because they don't know if they're just copies of the individual kids or if they're the actual kids themselves. And that's kind of like an existential debate that they want some closure on. You saw the scene between Joe and Cavalier's right hand talking about this exact issue. Just because Wendy has Marcy's memory and, sense of humor and all that doesn't necessarily mean that it's Marcy herself. It could just be a machine, interpreting what being a human is and, having this data to kind of compensate. I personally do think that they're human still. It's just you've created this really strange set of circumstances where these adolescent children are suddenly thrust into these metal adult bodies, and they don't really fully know how to process that, I don't think. So you saw the one was having I guess you'd call it a psychotic break where she thinks she's pregnant all of a sudden, saying she understands, the biological mechanism behind sex and procreation, but talking about how Jesus didn't need that to be born, and my child doesn't need it either. And you see how she reacted, coming very close to using violence and then, stopping in the moment. They're incredibly dangerous. They're emotionally and intellectually unstable. I've honestly been waiting for this part where the experiment just goes wrong because, it was done in such a reckless and unthinking manner that it was naturally going to lead to, a lot of problems. It really gets back to this old problem of, just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. Even the one scientist was talking about how what Cavalier is doing isn't science. It's just, whatever he wants to do, he's just going to try it. And how he has no respect for the rules and, the step-by-step process that is needed in science to make, real progress. And he just does not care about that at all. Again, Cavalier thinks he's just above and beyond, any limitations or rules and should be hitting the brakes now, but he's not gonna, and it's gonna get him destroyed. I'm just really hoping that Slightly doesn't try and use Joe as to be the next incubator and, picks a random guard or something. But yeah, it was another really good episode, and that's pretty much all I got. So as always, thanks for watching, and peace.